Okay, I'll take your money now, Proust. Come on. Servants. Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews, Proust Reflections. This is book 3, part 1, so page 1 to 102 in my version of the Guermantes Way. So it's exciting, a new part of Proust to read. I'm reading slightly less pages per week than I did with the last book. While I do enjoy reading Proust, I want to spend some time with some other books as well. And this also means that the videos will be shorter in theory, so yay, I guess that's good. I don't know. I must say my hair is a disaster today because I tried to like curl it. I don't know what I was thinking, because I can't even like style it regularly, and it ended up just looking so bad. So I was like, I guess I'll just straighten over the curls, I guess, and I got left with this. So you're welcome. You can stare at this floof. I should just shave my head. Like Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road. But this is not a post-apocalyptic story. This is Proust. So what is happening? I kind of can't stand how we're not given the narrator's exact age. Like, there's a huge difference between 12 and 14 and 16, and I have no idea how old he's supposed to be. I presumed him to be like 12, 13 in the last book, and in this one, I'm not sure. He's always lusting after older women, though. So, but I mean, how old are they really? Like, women married so young back then. He could be 16 eyeing up a 20-year-old, as opposed to like, a 14-year-old eyeing up a 30-year-old. I mean, I guess Odette is. I mean, Odette could potentially be like only 35 because if she had a kid at 20, like if she had Gilbert at 20, he's a young man, I'll say. Anyway, he starts off talking about surprise memory, how our old memories are tainted by new ones, and how we can't force ourselves to remember something. It has to be sparked by something. And it was an interesting thing to read about, because that is true. Like, you can't kind of force yourself to have memories. They have to kind of come naturally to you, usually. It's kind of funny, actually, how our memory works. We get some more of Francois' kind of opinions on various things and some insight into how the servants work and live. I would love, like, an adaptation of Proust, which is, like, from Francois' perspective, and it's, like, literally, like, 200 pages long, and she's just, like, that little creep. Anyway, we get some more details about their landlords, the Duke and Duchess of Guermantes, as well as a couple of the other tenants. Then Marcel goes to the theater. He uses the people at the theater, seated in his section, as a vehicle to point out all of the rich people so he can talk about them. It's a kind of a clever way of doing it. It felt more natural than him just being like, and so and so and so and so and so and so. He dissects kind of talent and what makes artists great, actors great, like what do they have that makes them better, in a sense, than everyone else. Like, where does talent kind of come from? He also has this, like, absurdly high pedestal that he puts the aristocracy on. Like, the Duchess smiles at him, and he's just, like dead. So, he needs to chill on that. I mean, I understand at the time period that was, like, a big deal to be, part of the aristocracy. But, I mean, come on, who cares? Then he gets creepy again. He gets creepy a lot. I should have a drink every time he does something weird, but he starts talking about stalking these women in the neighborhood, like actually does it. Like, dude, please. This is gross. Stop it. Those poor women. They have this, like, weird, lanky-ass teenager following them about the town. Like, I would be weirded out, too. Like, Proust, like, dude, it's not cute. It's gross. Anyway, he then decides he's gonna go visit Robert St. Loup to try and get him to talk him up to the Guermantes, because he's basically fallen in love with the Duchess because he stalked her for like 2 weeks while she went on her daily walk. Surprise, surprise, he can't find her every day because she's probably noticed that he's stalking her and is leaving at different times. Like, read the room, Marcel. And then he talks about sounds. Yeah, he talks about sounds. Just goes on and on about sounds for a while. It's actually interesting, but I mean, it's sounds. There were some other interesting moments in this section. He talks about Francois, how she has a true feminine inconsistency. Yeah, whatever, stalker. Like, I don't need your sexist comments here. I think Marcel has severe mummy issues. I mean, I'm sure people have said this before. This is clearly transparent. He has a thing for older women, like first Odette and then the Duchess, and then I can't remember in Swan's Way if there was anything. Oh, right, there was the mother's goodnight kiss. Obviously, everything, you know, comes back to that. So I think he's so needy for mummy that he conflates it with his sexual appetites. And he has trouble, I think, letting go of his mother and, you know, coming into independence. So he, like, looks for these, like, mother figures, and because they're attractive and he's not sure, and he obviously knows that he shouldn't be trying to find another mother, he decides to fall in love with them. So there's Proust for you in a nutshell. A little shout out to my country, Canada. They talk about some strikes in Canada. I tried to figure out what these strikes were. I couldn't really figure it out. I mean, there was a lot of labor strikes happening at the end of the 1800s in my fair country, so it could really be anywhere. I mean, Canada is vast. He says, I did not even wish to come back another day and hear Burma again. I was satisfied with her. I thought that was kind of an interesting concept. Like, unlike movies now where we can watch them a million times and dissect them and stuff, I think that's fun because you get to, like, experience them over and over again, but you kind of lose the magic of something when you see it for the second and then subsequent times. Like, here's an example. So I don't go to the theater a lot. I'm not very fond of the theater because I always have to go to the bathroom, and I spend half the time being like, can't enjoy it because I have to go pee. Anyway, we went and saw Evil Dead the musical. Yes, Evil Dead the musical when I was, like, I don't know, 22 or something, and it was really fun. It was a blast, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, I think 7 or 8 years later, the show came back to Toronto, and so we went to Toronto, and we had a night out and went to the same show. It just wasn't the same. Like, I think it was the same, but it didn't have the same kind of, like, excitement it did at seeing it for the first time, and I think that's kind of what he's talking about, is that he's reached his kind of pinnacle with this play. He's gotten out of it what he wants to, and if he sees it again, it will almost be tainted by a rewatch. So I understand you in this regard, Proust. There's also a cool part about St. Loup. I'm getting more on the Robert train here. I kind of like him more and more. So he's talking to Robert at the garrison, and some guy on a horse is like, "Hey man," to Robert, and the horse freaks out. So, but his horse, frothing, at once reared. St. Loup flung himself at his head, caught it by the bridle, succeeded in quieting it, and returned it to my side. It's kind of hot. I get it. Marcel would have been trampled if he tried that, so... yeah, I'm here for Robert for now. We'll see if he takes any dastardly turns, but I could stand some more stuff about Robert wrestling horses. There weren't really any paintings this week. There also weren't any real quotes that I found. There was nothing lovely that I felt needed repeating in this section. So, come on, Proust, pick it up, bud. Stop stalking and start writing. Jeez. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this rather acerbic. I'm in my daughter's room. She has a sweet painting in her room of when we went to Ireland. I actually took this photo of Skellig Island in Skellig Michael in Ireland, and it's not actually a frame. It's like we cheated and it's like trim, so it's permanently on there. That's gone. Like, it's like a canvas. It's not a painting. Like, and then we've also got the wondrous, mighty, gorgeous alphabet. Yeah.